One more round of applause for the latest episode. Well, it gives me a great honor to bring back some of the cast and crew of the show for a post-screening conversation. Let's start with the creator, director, producer, co-writer, and you'll know her also as Sara Jacobs, Leah Gottfried. Co-writer and producer, also known as David, Danny Hoffman. Welcome back, producer, also known as Noah, Jessica Schechter. Sarah Feldman is played by Sara Scur. Seems to be a favorite of the audience. Z, played by Noam Harary. And Ben, played by Nathan Shapiro. This is fun. Welcome back, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All your microphones on?
Testing.
Okay, I got this.
Let me start by asking about this specific episode. What was the inspiration for this episode? Where did it all start for you guys?
Weddings. Yeah, just actual weddings. So I think a lot of it came from like where we wanted to go next with the storyline, and we knew that it was going to be the season finale, so we wanted to do something big. We wanted to get out of those apartments a little bit. And yeah, I don't remember the moment when we knew. I think we had planned it. After episode 4, we knew that the next episode was going to take place at a wedding, and we kind of set that up at the end with Sara saying that she had this wedding and David saying he was going to crash. And we wanted to see the characters in a different context and see how they behave, at this event. And I certainly have a lot of fun memories of different Jewish weddings, and it was just really fun to play with.
I think one of the when we started thinking about it, I think one of the images that you had in your head very specifically was the "Soon by You" montage, which right, arguably gave us the title for the show, was the montage in this episode. So the best place for that montage to occur is at a Jewish simcha of some sort, probably a wedding.
Let me ask you guys just a general question. How planned out was the series, and where are we going from here? I know I've heard some whispers about a season 2, which excites me. But tell us a little bit about the planning, how this process works.
So I never would have imagined ending up here with 5 episodes and all these people here watching. Oh my goodness. It just, yeah. I mean, it all started with a 15-minute short film called The Setup. And I didn't even know if that was going to get made. And that was just sort of a passion project that I did. And I rounded up my friends and to help out. And it was just this little short. And then, once it started getting into film festivals and people started watching it and saying they really liked it and they wanted to see what happens next, that's when I realized that there was so much more of this story to tell. And then it expanded into a web series. And in terms of what's happening next, we'd love to do a season. What do you guys think? Season 2? You guys in? Cool. I mean, that's the hope and the dream.
That could have, what they said right now, could have made or broken it. We had not.
That's the first time I've asked them about that.
I think I might be busy, but that just ended.
That was actually my next question. Was their contracts? Are you all forced to be available for you have to drop whatever you're doing, and because we're shooting another episode? How does that really? You actually have a very. It was pointed out to me. I don't know much about this, but that some series shoot all their episodes together. Not this one. This one goes one at a time. Taking your time with it.
I think that usually just comes down to funding. The episodes are expensive, and to shoot multiple episodes at the same time, you just need a significantly larger budget. So we would love to get to the point where we're, spending 3-4 weeks shooting all the episodes and then releasing them, and hopefully that will be something that can happen in the future with your help.
from viewers like you.
I feel like a PBS special.
And how long does it take to produce one of these episodes? Are you all just like, waiting for the next episode to happen? I want to hear from some of the other actors, kind of like how this process works.
You guys don't do anything else with your lives, right?
Just wait by the phone. Like all actors. We keep our phone on. I think it's been nice getting those phone calls from Leah saying, hey, we're going to make another episode, or checking dates. And I think that's just a credit to the producing team. Every time that they come up with a new episode, they do have to schedule all the actors and the crew members and our wonderful DP who steps up every time and shoots all these episodes. It's a huge feat. It's very much like throwing a wedding with all of your favorite people every time. So it takes that kind of manicured planning to pull it together, and so my hat's off every time that she gives me a call.
Sara, just to bring you into this, what have you been doing in between episodes? What keeps you busy?
Well, looking for other projects and taking acting class to keep the muscles going, but like Noam, always waiting by the phone for Leah. It's true what he said. Every time I get an email from her, we're looking for dates or with the script. I'm so excited to get script 5 because the wedding, I was so excited. Because I knew you guys were planning that. You told me a little bit ahead of time, but yeah, so ready for season 2, definitely.
Can you give us any sneak peeks of what season 2 might go into?
Quick, what are we doing for season 2?
Yeah, the next season's going to start about 300 years in the future. And
in space.
We're taking a little bit of a science fiction bend. I don't want to spoil too much. Flying car zombies, what you would expect from Soon By You season 2.
Don't tease us. Before we open this to questions from the audience, I think I asked this last time too, but I've noticed the first episode has close to 200,000 views on Facebook, which is fantastic. I'm not Facebook, on YouTube. And I'm sure many more people have actually seen it. I'm sure families get together and watch it together. How has this changed your lives? I want to hear from each of you a funny story of how this has impacted when you've gotten recognized, when you can't go to synagogue because everybody's pointing at you. Tell us a little bit about the impact.
I like how everybody pointing at you said as a reason that you can't go instead of a reason that you go more frequently. To each his own.
I had an interesting experience recently at a wedding, getting recognized. Someone followed me into the bathroom, and it's a girl, yeah, and through the stall was saying, "Are you from Soon By You? Are you in that show?" Yes. Can you give me a minute, please? That was probably my most bizarre experience. But for the most part, it's just the most wonderful thing in the world to meet people who are watching your work, to see the faces behind all the people watching, and to see why it means so much to them. So it's probably the biggest way it changed my life, and it's just the most wonderful part of my life ever. Yeah.
I just think it's funny, when I go places and people give me that quizzical look, it takes them a moment to figure it out, and I just go, the show, and they're like, yes! It's that moment of recognition, but it's really wonderful to see how many people have watched it, have been impacted by it, and want to take a selfie. And right now it's at a level where it's still manageable, and I really, appreciate that. I really appreciate the feedback, because we don't, other than this event, we don't see how people are reacting to it when they're watching it and the comments on YouTube. So to get that real FaceTime is really humbling.
Okay, well, I guess the question is how it impacted our lives. Well, since graduating school, I've done a lot of things that I'm not proud of, or that I don't. That sounds weird. Wow.
Can you say more?
Tell us more about that.
Oh no. I said okay. I meant
You
projects.
can search for those on YouTube too.
I just mean projects that I don't love showing people.
Not helping.
It's all being recorded, don't worry.
Hello, Facebook Live.
Well, Okay, I'm gonna try recover here. I love showing people Soon by You. I love saying, oh, Sarah, what are you working on? What have you done since you graduated? And I love saying, oh, go on YouTube, look at Soon by You, it's great. And people are always like, oh, I love it, I'm so ready for the next episode. So it's just nice having something that I like or that I can show people instead of being like, well, I don't really have anything at the moment, stay tuned. So that's definitely been good.
It's been fun being Z. I'd say that's something that's affected my life is, people coming up to me has been great and saying how much they love the character. So it's very just flattering, and definitely kudos to the writers who gave me the opportunity to play such a fun character and be on set and have a lot of fun improvising. So I think that's how it changed my life. Like every time I get to come to set, I have such a blast, and I just enjoy it. Just getting to play with the same actors every time is something that you don't always get to do, especially when you move project to project. And we've been shooting this for, I think, over the course of 2 years now. And so being able to come to work with the same actors and look at everybody and know that I can trust them in a scene, and hopefully they can trust me. They probably trust me less. I say crazy things, but I think that's like the sort of the repertory theater element that you don't really get to do with TV and film, which I've been feeling in this process, which is great.
Just echoing Noam, it's really fun being Ben, I think, for completely different reasons. I can't think of too many opportunities in my life that I get to yell at a small child and not be penalized for it. Shout out to Naftali, who's here, by the way, who did a fantastic job. It's really a blast to be a part of.
Great. I'd love to take some questions from the audience. I know you all have those burning questions that you've been meaning to ask since episode 1. And I see a hand went up over here. I'll pass around the mic.
I'd like to know if there's any chance that you can have this go beyond YouTube to other venues, to other shows, and particularly things that you are not ashamed of.
First of all, thank you for that question. I don't know if you guys recognize that was one of our actors from episode 4. Thank you so much for coming.
There was a great improv partner right there.
Sorry, the second you took the mic, I was like, I'm gonna call him out, and I somehow did not hear the question. I'm so sorry.
I got this. So yeah, the plan and the goal is to get this definitely beyond YouTube. We're actively working on pitching it, and hopefully, the dream is to get it picked up by a larger network or online media platform so that we can reach a wider audience. Because I think, as much as it relates to the Jewish community, we also have quite a number of fans who have never met Jewish people ever, and they still relate to the show, and they still really like it. And so our next big goal is to get it to more of those people.
Speaking of which, we should have asked this at the top. Are there any Amazon executives in the room? Is that...
Just HBO, sorry.
And people ask a lot, what they can do to help, and honestly sharing it, subscribing to the YouTube channel, and just spreading the word as much as you can, because when we do speak to people, they are looking at those numbers of how many people are watching, and when those numbers go up, it's easier for us to get sponsorship and easier for us to get the attention of the network. So the more you share and spread the word and subscribe and like and be a part of our social media and be a part of the Soon by You family and community, you are also helping take our dream and making it a reality to take it beyond this online platform.
Well said.
While the mic is getting there, this is so cool to see a full auditorium of people who came out to support us. This is amazing. Thank you all for coming. This is so cool. That would be the last thank you, but it's time.
In the last scene, the two characters got very close. Will we ever see any of them kiss and represent the broader spectrum of modern Orthodox couples?
Stay tuned.
That was a very well phrased question, I think. I think the final moment of that episode that you're describing is intentionally left a little bit up to interpretation. So I won't speak too specifically to what our intentions or our interpretation is. The conversation we've been talking a lot about among the producers, and when Leah and I are writing, we talk a lot about whether we're going to branch out a little bit and start perhaps having a little bit more physicality or a little bit more of a broader group of people represented as far as that goes. It's a conversation that we've spoken a lot about. We don't have an answer right now, but it's definitely something that's on our minds and that we've spoken a lot about.
To me, I think it's also, in a way, a lot more interesting to explore characters who choose not to touch. And I think, well, just because it's interesting. And not that I'm like preaching anything, but I think it's just like something we don't hear a lot of, right? Like on TV, characters kiss all the time, and that's, to me, not that interesting, or not as interesting as characters who want to, but don't. And so that is something I'm more interested in exploring, like having that desire and then choosing not to fulfill it, and just like the built-up passion.
What I will say is that because our characters, we have not shown our characters touching or kissing or doing anything physical like that, that allows us to have a strong impact just from that moment where they're approaching. Whereas in an episode where they've already, in a show where they've already kissed, that isn't much of a moment.
I also, in this serious tone, that I think there's a little bit of a political side to all this. This episode, of course, I was interested in the prenup that is highlighted in the episode, which is also, for some, a controversial document. Tell us a little bit about that, Desi.
Yeah, I was really excited to partner with Aura. Yeah, Aura, they're here. And I personally think the helicopter prenup is really important, and I wanted to raise awareness for it. I think, we do have a big problem in our community with Aguno, and this is one way that makes it so preventable, and it's so easy, and if it just becomes, common for everybody to do it, it just is not a big deal anymore. And so that's something I've been passionate about in general, and then when Aura reached out to us, it just made so much sense. And it's something that we wanted our audience to be aware of.
And that's something very exciting and unique to our show, I think, is that it's a comedy, but it's a comedy that allows space to have some real conversations in a very palatable and relatable way. And I think it's a tremendous opportunity, once we have this audience, to engage in these kinds of discussions that are not necessarily so easy to talk about without it, completely detracting from the humor of the show.
So are we going to play some Soon By You drinking games upstairs?
Yeah.
What's going to happen now? Folks, there is we have one more question. Good, let's see.
Great episode. Was the matchmaker in that a real matchmaker?
Yes. Aliza, where are you at?
Aliza Ben Shalom, will you please stand up?
A few rows ahead, this is Aliza Ben Shalom. You'll recognize her from the episode.
And the book is real.
She's real, the book is real, and she's available for dating coaching and services, so you can approach her at our awesome premiere party.
And
I'll see you, Aliza.
is her advice going to work? Are Ben and Jacob going to
No spoilers.
Spoiler. Stay tuned. That's our no comment.
Zia, no, what totally happening. Totally happening.
We do have, now that they're all waking up, we do have one more last daring question over here.
I was a little shy before, I'm sorry. Hi, Charlie. You guys are, wonderful. That was awesome. I loved it. Great job.
Thank you.
Locations. I was thinking a lot because it's a newly renovated TV show. So I see it's from Manhattan to Jersey. Would you be interested in the Bronx and other places? How do you think about your locations?
I mean, the stories come first, and whatever we need location-wise, then we go and scout. But yeah, I mean, we're open. I think probably, with season 2, we'll probably go back to the city and get back into those lives, and it might be fun to do like another episode where it's at an event or something like that. But for the most part, probably New York City.
Yeah, Bronx is great. A lot of the locations that we've been privileged to shoot in have been kind of mutually beneficial for us and for the location, whether it's a little bit of publicity for the restaurants that we shot in, and we kind of promote them a little bit, We shot this entire episode in Congregation Anshe Chesed in Linden, New Jersey, who were great. They were awesome. So this is also, we're talking about them. They kind of help us out with the location. So that goes into a lot of the decision making as well.
Folks, do we have anyone else that we need to thank? Any other sponsors?
We do have a whole list. I wrote them down,
I'm
so
glad
I
I
don't forget
asked.
anybody. Thank you again all so much for being here. So I'd like to really thank Aura. We mentioned them before, but for the halacha cleanup.
Visit their website.
Visit their website at getaura.org. They do amazing, amazing work, and it was a true honor and privilege working with them on this episode. Ketubah.com is here for beautiful ketubahs. They will have a table at the premiere party, so you can look at some of those ketubahs up close and talk to them. And they showcased a real ketubah at the wedding. Eliza Ben Shalom, as we mentioned before, is a dating coach. She will be selling her book, Get Real, Get Married, at the premiere party. And you can speak to her about her incredible coaching services as well. And a Zamra DJ, Jeff from Zamra DJ is here. Jeff, stand up. He will be DJing our after party, and he is really incredible. And I also want to thank Shabbat.com, J-Screen, Hostess International, The Diamond Deal, Igal Nissan from The Diamond Deal, Gown Gemach, Custom Bridal, and World of Chantilly. So let's give a big round of applause for them. The sponsorships enable the show to happen. Without them, it would be impossible. So we are unbelievably grateful for them. And please look into their services, use them so that people will continue to want to work with us, because it's just a really wonderful partnership and everybody wins. And I'm so excited to invite everybody to the premiere party, which is out in the lobby. A couple of things that you should know at the premiere party. We have wine from the Royal Wine Corporation. There's carved desserts from World of Chantilly. Again, Zamra DJ will be making music happen. And there's a step and repeat out there. And once again, and I know I sound like a broken record. Yes, so I'm on it. Soon by You is a labor of love, and it's a costly one. And we are so happy to do it, but we really need the support of viewers like you. So there's a donation table. Please give generously. It's the end of the year. It's Hanukkah time. You want to give those swanky water bottles as a Hanukkah gift to other Soon by You fans. It's a minimum of a $20 donation, and you can feel free to go above that. We also have limited edition t-shirts. There are only 10 or 15 left for donations over $50. And really, every penny that you give counts and helps us to bring you this entertainment and make more episodes. So thank you for being a part of the Soon by You family, and have a wonderful night.
Before you go, I'm going to call it a question. Yeah, everyone who was involved in this episode, cast, crew, extras, please stand up so we can give you a round of applause. Thank you, Naphtali and Keaton and Harary.
Couldn't do it without you all. Thank you.
Amazing people. Thank you for being a part of it. Wonderful.
And make sure you get a picture with our awesome step and repeat, which will also be at the premiere party, and we'll be around to answer questions and take selfies all night.
Thank you.
Congratulations! You just finished a Soon by You video. Make sure you click on our logo below to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any more Soon by You content, and check out these videos here, because you could win a new car! Just kidding, but you'll get great new Soon by You content.